Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Flash and I cannot wait to get into this video. We not intentionally be unsupportive towards our friends and family who have lost people during, the course of the year. However, the holidays tend to be so busy with so much activity that it is very difficult for us to, be very mindful and to actually remember that some people may actually be having a really hard time during that period. So how do we be more intentional about really showing care and love to those that are actually grieving during the holidays? Let's get into it. So during the last 2 years, 45% of people have actually experienced loss in one way or the other. So whether a colleague, a friend, a family member, or even a mother, father, like really close relatives. However, behind the statistics, these are real people who have actually experienced so much pain. They have gone through the illnesses, they have actually gone through the process of grieving and all the circumstances that sometimes come with losing a loved one. Now you may be tempted to just say, so is life, life really goes on. There are those powerful words we always pull out when someone has lost somebody, that this too shall pass, that you're strong, and you can do this. But trust me, those are just words. And for someone who has experienced, having a loved one 1 minute and not having them the next minute, some of these phrases sometimes come off as really insensitive, or they may not even identify with what they're experiencing at that very time. So in this video, we are going to learn together on how we can actually be more supportive to people who have gone through, grief, or who are still going through grief, and most especially during the holidays, or even just any big events that may really trigger them to remember the people that they have actually lost. So many of us, our plans for the holidays are just think of, okay, relaxing, making plans, and then doing different activities. But for people who have experienced a really hard year or who are grieving a loved one, trust me, it gets even worse for them when they get time off from work. And that is because work really keeps you busy, and then your brain is just focused on something else. So you don't get to really work through the emotions that you have been shelving over the last few months or the last few weeks after you went through that loss. Now, being alone or being in isolation will actually hit you with every single emotion that you've been running away from, and this is really hard. So one of the things that you can do for people during this period is just to really pick up the phone, make that call to somebody and just check on them. Say, hey, how are you doing? What is happening? What are you doing? Who are you spending time with? And as you speak to people, please be mindful to really just listen, because I know sometimes, oh, okay, you said pick up the phone, let me call somebody. But during the time when you're speaking to somebody on the phone, you can tell, I think this person is experiencing a hard time, or I think this person is actually not fine. Because it's like we have automated ourselves to, hey, how are you? It's like, I'm fine. Well, I may not be fine, and I'm not going to be able to say that to you over the phone. But if you can be able to, to really listen to people and pick up on cues, you will know when people are actually, hiding their emotions a bit. And the holidays are a happy time, everyone is joyful and celebrating. So it is very difficult for somebody to actually open up and tell you that, okay, you know what, I'm actually not joyful, I'm not experiencing a happy time, and this is not a happy time for me. It is quite challenging to be able to communicate that. Also, besides just picking up the phone and having a conversation with people, just also engage them in whatever activities you may be having during the holidays, and invite just to be out there to do something and be active away from your thoughts is actually a really positive thing that can help someone through grief. And for some people, just being so isolated and forgetting that there was a time when they were in love with somebody, or that they were loved by somebody, just an invite can just really remind them that, oh, okay, I still have people who care about me. I still have people in my life that still want to be around me, and there's still so much more that I can actually live for. Also, while we are reaching out to people, like, we just have to be mindful to not really push too hard, because have you ever had someone like persist so much onto something and you're just not ready yet? Or maybe someone wants you to open up, and then you're not feeling it yet naturally, so it just feels like someone is pushing you too hard. So if you feel like, okay, they're not ready to speak right now, just keep on checking on them. Eventually they will eventually speak to you. Or if you've invited them out and then you feel like, okay, probably they do not want to come this time around, you've already done a good thing by inviting them. So just wait for them to come around. You keep on trying with them, but don't overdo it, because then eventually if you overdo it, someone might see your calls like, I'm about to be pushed into something that I actually don't like, and then they would actually just end up not really picking up your calls anymore, which is something that you wouldn't want to happen right now. During the holidays or even like special events, if you've experienced losing a loved one, you know how empty it feels when that time comes and you feel that void of your loved one missing. And sometimes like with social media and everything happening around us, you will just feel the need to post about it, or even share about it, or even share their picture, or even to celebrate their memory, or even want to talk to somebody about it. As someone who is helping your friend or colleague or a family member through grief, just be mindful to really be less judgmental. There are things that you will not anticipate when you're engaging with people. If someone wants to ugly cry with you, let them ugly cry with you. And sometimes we just want to ramble and just talk on and on and on and on about the things that we experience with the people that we love, and that's our way of reminiscing and feeling like we are in touch with them, or feeling their presence at that time. So if someone is feeling very comfortable sharing that with you, then a little bit of less judgment, and you don't even have to talk back. Sometimes just listening through whatever they're saying, just them sharing their experiences with you, is just enough for them. And if you can put in a word of encouragement here and there, trust me, you're doing a good job. And finally, create new memories. Now, this is key, because when you have gone through different situations or different experiences with the people that we love, it is very hard to go through those same things. Like, let's say if you took a trip with your dad, to a place, you feel a little, I don't know, it just feels a little bit different, you doing that without them. Now, how you can really support someone through that time, if okay, maybe around this period or around this season, there were certain traditions that they had in their family that were going to change because the people that they love are not there anymore. Try to encourage them to have new experiences, or even engage them into a new experience. Let's say you want to take a trip to visit your family, you can take them along with you so that they don't have to be by themselves. Or you can actually inquire what they would love to do around that time, something different that would just really not be negative, that would really bring a lot of positivity to them during that time. So taking a trip, take time visiting friends, invite them to parties, going to different places will actually help to take their mind off of what they're feeling at that time. And in this case, you're not necessarily trying to make them to forget that people that they have loved, because sometimes it seems weird. It's like, no, I want to cling on to this memory, so I want to do this exactly as I used to do it, so that you can hold on to the memory. But trust me, you showing them that no, they're actually new experiences that you can have, and you're not necessarily letting go of the old, but you're just creating new memories so that you can really move forward in a nice and positive way. It will really be life-changing for them too. So I hope this gives you an idea of how you can actually support or even reach out to a loved one, a friend, a colleague who has actually gone through a lot of loss this year and are grieving their loved one, they're grieving their family member, and this will help so much in supporting them into the next phase of their life, where they have to learn to grow and live without the people that they love and care about. So if you have any more tips, please make sure that you leave them in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this video, if it added value to your life, then please make sure that you like this video and subscribe to this channel so that you never miss a video. Thank you guys for watching. Until the next video.